The Vikings, known for their seafaring prowess and raiding expeditions, had a complex and intriguing culture. While some practices might be perceived as strange or unconventional by today's standards, it's important to approach historical accounts with an understanding of the cultural context. Here are 10 aspects of Viking culture that might be considered unusual. 1. Blood eagle sacrifice. According to some historical accounts, the blood eagle was a method of ritualistic execution where the ribs of a victim were cut from the spine and the lungs pulled outward to create the appearance of wings. While the historical accuracy of this practice is debated, it appears in several sagas. 2. Berserker Rage. The Vikings had warriors known as berserkers who were believed to enter a trance-like state, gaining superhuman strength and fighting with a wild, uncontrollable ferocity. This state was often induced by the consumption of hallucinogenic substances. 3. Human sacrifices. Some historical sources suggest that the Vikings engaged in human sacrifices, often associated with religious rituals. Victims might be buried alive or offered to the gods in other gruesome ways. 4. Symbol drinking rituals. The Vikings participated in a drinking ritual called Symbol, where participants would make toasts and share a drinking horn. The nature of the toasts could range from friendly words to more aggressive boasts or challenges. 5. Cider magic. Cider was a form of Norse magic associated with women. Practitioners known as Sidekunur engaged in rituals involving chanting, singing, and other shamanic practices. The male equivalent, Galdur, was also practiced by some men. 6. Slave sacrifice. In some historical accounts, there are references to slaves being sacrificed during the funeral of a chieftain. The belief was that the slaves would accompany their master to the afterlife. 7. Viking funeral customs. Vikings had various funeral customs, including ship burials where the deceased and their possessions were placed on a boat, which was then set on fire or buried. Grave goods were also commonly included. 8. Duels and Holgang. The Holgang was a ritualized duel to settle disputes. Participants would meet on a small, defined piece of land, and the conflict would be resolved through combat. This practice was governed by strict rules. 9. Nthing Poles. A Nthing Pole, or Nidstang, was a wooden pole inscribed with curses and placed in the ground to bring ill fortune upon a person or community. This practice was a form of social and spiritual ostracism. 10. Trade and cultural exchange. While not necessarily weird, the extent of Viking trade and cultural exchange was remarkable. Vikings traveled far and wide, establishing trade routes and contacts as far as the Middle East. This cosmopolitan aspect contrasts with their more stereotypical image as raiders. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and leave us a comment down below telling us what are your thoughts. Share these informations with your family and friends. Until next time, take good care of yourselves.